You've heard it 100 times before. Take action. It's the mantra of every self-help book, every motivational speaker, and yet, it never sticks. Why? Because taking action isn't just about inspiration or waiting for the right moment. It's about forging an ironclad mindset that forces you to move forward even when you don't feel like it. In this video, we're going beyond the surface of Stoicism, diving deep into 7 unique lessons that will force you to act, no matter what's holding you back. By the end, you won't just understand action, you'll be unable to stop yourself from taking it. Lesson 1. Kill the excuses by embracing discomfort. Here's a reality check. We are wired to seek comfort. Your brain loves comfort zones because they keep you safe. But the Stoics saw comfort as a trap, one that kills ambition, potential, and growth. Marcus Aurelius didn't become the man we revere by avoiding discomfort. He woke up each day, ready to face adversity because he expected it. He prepared for it. The Stoic way isn't about finding shortcuts. It's about making peace with the hard path. So how do you force yourself to act? You start by deliberately embracing discomfort. Get up early when your body screams for more sleep. Run when your muscles want rest. The Stoics believed that action comes from doing what others avoid. Your new mantra? Discomfort is my fuel. Lesson 2. Set ruthless standards for yourself. Most people settle for mediocrity because it's easier, but not you. If you want to be a force of action, you need to set standards for yourself that are so high, it makes laziness intolerable. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, lived in luxury, but practiced poverty. Why? Because he wanted to be prepared to handle any situation life threw at him. He was hard on himself, because life doesn't get easier, it gets harder. To force yourself to take action, you need to adopt this mindset. Lowering your standards is the death of your drive. Raise them. Demand excellence from yourself even when no one is watching. When you hold yourself to a higher standard, you eliminate excuses. You become a person who doesn't just think about acting, you must act to maintain your own integrity. Lesson 3. Stop seeking approval and validation. You're not moving forward because you're afraid of what others might think. You're stuck waiting for permission, for approval, for someone to tell you that you're doing it right. The Stoics saw this as a fatal flaw. Epictetus taught that the only thing within your control is your own mind, not other people's opinions. So why are you giving them power over your decisions? Stop waiting for validation. No one's going to clap for you when you start. They won't even notice. And that's fine. Your actions are for you, not for them. Every moment you spend hesitating because of what someone else might say is a moment wasted. The Stoic approach? Act in silence. Let your results speak for themselves. Force yourself to take action by realizing that external validation is a trap. You don't need permission to build your empire. Lesson 4. Use death as motivation. Memento mori. If there's one thing that puts life into perspective, it's death. The Stoics embraced death, not in a morbid sense, but as a reminder that time is limited. They called it memento mori. Remember, you will die. You can't afford to wait because time isn't on your side. Imagine waking up each day knowing it could be your last. How differently would you act? What conversations would you stop postponing? What projects would you stop procrastinating on? This isn't about fear, it's about urgency. Every single day wasted is a day you'll never get back. The Stoics saw death as the ultimate motivator. You don't have forever, so why are you wasting another minute not taking action? Think about that the next time you find yourself hesitating. Lesson 5. Act without perfection. The only way is through. The perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions, they don't exist. And yet, that's what most people are waiting for. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. They believed that perfectionism was just another form of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Marcus Aurelius wasn't concerned with perfection. He was concerned with progress. He knew that action, even imperfect action, was always better than inaction. The key to forcing yourself to take action is to let go of this illusion of perfection. Accept that you will make mistakes. Accept that your first steps might be awkward, that your first attempts might fail. But failure isn't the enemy, stagnation is. The Stoic mindset is simple. Do what you can with what you have right now. As you move forward, you'll refine, you'll improve, but you can't do any of that if you're still standing still. Lesson 6. Destroy overthinking. Focus on the immediate task. We live in a world that glorifies overthinking. The more you think, the more you analyze, the smarter you seem. But the Stoics knew the opposite to be true. Thinking too much paralyzes action. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of simplifying life by focusing on what's directly in front of you. When you break life down into smaller, more manageable tasks, it becomes easier to act. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you have more information. What can you do today to move forward, even a little bit? The Stoic approach to action is laser-focused on the present moment. Don't worry about the end result. Don't stress about the journey. Just focus on the immediate task in front of you. One step, one action. That's how momentum builds, and before you know it, you're miles ahead of where you thought you'd be. Lesson 7. Use pain as fuel. Turn adversity into action. Most people run from pain. The Stoics, they leaned into it. Pain isn't something to avoid, it's something to use. Whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, or the pain of failure. The Stoics believed that adversity is life's greatest teacher. Seneca famously said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Pain forces you to grow because it makes you uncomfortable. When everything's going well, it's easy to coast through life without pushing yourself. But when pain hits, you're faced with a choice: shrink back or push forward. Stoicism teaches us to use pain as fuel. When life gets tough, it's not a signal to quit. It's a signal to act. The greater the pain, the greater the potential for growth. Force yourself to take action by using pain as your catalyst. Let adversity harden your resolve. Every setback becomes an opportunity to move forward with more strength, more purpose, and more wisdom. You don't need more inspiration. You don't need more motivation. What you need is the discipline to take action regardless of how you feel. The Stoics didn't wait for ideal circumstances. They didn't sit around hoping for things to change. They acted, even when it was difficult, uncomfortable, or painful. Stop waiting for a spark. You create your own fire by embracing discomfort, rejecting perfection, and moving forward relentlessly. The Stoic path isn't about ease. It's about strength, endurance, and constant